If you're a new cyclist and you follow GCN's advice, you're probably never going to get to enjoy such a nice bike like this. Rim brakes, DR2, sub 6.5 kilo. It costs about $1,000 Australian from an ex-Orica Green Edge staff member. Okay, if you again, this is no hate to any GCN staff member in particular. This is GCN is corporate company. The guys, the reporters on GCN and the girls, they are muzzled by corporates up top, okay? I'm one of those guys out there. I'm not a real fan of corporate. Now, I understand corporate is part of the deal, it's part of society, get it, but when corporate is just looking at the bottom line dollar and not worrying about the people's experience, etc., that's when I get all triggered over here. And so I see cyclists all the time. I've never had a driver's license. I'm 46 in a few months. I've never had a driver's license. I live to ride. I ride to live. I fucking love the bike. I'm on a cargo bike or a road bike. Natasha's bike there. I'm on the bike. All right. If I got to get some water, I got to get some fruit. I might get some whatever. I'm on the bike. Okay. So I love getting people into cycling. Okay. It's one of my great passions in life, just as people in the back in the day helped me get into cycling. They're like, no, don't use that bike, don't use that seat, don't use those shoes, don't eat like that, do this, do that. And I was like, bam, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, I'm fucking crushing it over here, I went from total noob, just getting smashed by every hill. Got a few tips from a few roadie guys in cross-country mountain bike. I actually started with mountain biking first, and then got into road back in 97, my first ever road bike, first ever crit race in 97. So I had all these people around me, back in the 90s. It's just like the community with Arab was really cool. That was before Instagram and social media and the douchebags and stuff like that. And everyone forms part of the community. But I had such a great community just bringing me up. People I didn't even know, just helpful dudes just saying, do this, do that, do this. Old school coaches, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I pay it forward. That's why I stop and help. If I see someone on the side of the road, I'll stop and help them out. I remember in 1998, when I was a bike courier, I got a flat tire, and I had this last job of the day. The office was shut at 5:30, so I ran into the bike shop. I used my spare tube, and I'm trying to put this tube in there, and I just don't know what's going on. And then I pump it up, and it goes flat again because I pinched the tube, and I didn't know about that. And so I'm thinking, oh my God, just pinched the tube. The guys are ready. Harley, where are you, mate? The office is closed. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get there. It's on the other side of town. I'm flying around. And the sales rep, this guy called Andrew Cool, he was a sales rep for Continental and Shimano. And it took me about a half an hour to do this flat. And I think I just had tears coming in my eyes because I was just like, end of the day, I was just, just this like 20-something dude, no idea. And he's like, mate, you're still at the front here fixing your flat tire? What's going on here? And I'm like, oh, I keep pumping it up, it keeps going flat, and I'm patching it. And it's like, look, give me your wheel. And he goes, Keith, give me a tube, I'll put it on the account. And he puts it in there for me. He goes, there you go, mate, on your way. And I got my job done. I was like, okay. And I was like, damn, what a helpful dude. So, I had that experience. What if Andrew that day didn't help me out? And I was just stuck with this flat tire I couldn't fucking fix. All right? You know what I mean? So that's why I do what I do. All right? Now, it's just, paying it forward is really important in life. So when I see these reporters, and it's not just GCN, I just use GCN because everyone knows GCN, the biggest mainstream, most corporate channel out there, pros and cons to that. They got some great videos on how to fix your bike, how to fix a tire, things like that. That's fantastic. My issue with the GCN, the corporates up top, Swift Media, etc., is just this fucking sellout. It's like the people up top don't even ride bikes. They're just like, what can we make money on? What's a good? Okay, cycling. Let's go there. Like they're driving their freaking Bentleys or whatever in traffic, and they're probably fucking like cutting off cyclists, like fucking cyclists, and pulling in. Who knows? You know what I mean? Corporates up top, they don't really care about whatever. It's just purely sociopathic obsession with money at the expense of the environment, at the expense of people, of animals, etc. Okay, across the board. And so I see these noobs out there, and I think of myself, what if I'm a 20-year-old Harley going into a bike shop today, all right? And this isn't the fault of the bike shops, because the bike shops don't really have that much choice. They're just buying stock from the big brands, and then they're selling it, all right? And so you go to a shop today with $1,000, $2,000, what are you gonna get? What are you gonna get? Something that's fucking heavy. It feels like shit to ride. It's got heaps of spokes in the wheels so they catch the wind. It's got disc brakes that after a few downhills they start to rub and warp and blah 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 and turkey gobble, and you're like, what's that? I don't know, it's with brakes, and and they're hard to maintain, and just This guy the other day was like walking home because his disc axle had threaded from the fork, so his front wheel wouldn't sit in properly. I'm just thinking, oh, that's an interesting warranty claim, that one. So he's got to take his bike back to the shop. They got to send the fucking fork off to the brand. And, you know what I mean? Like, that stuff doesn't happen with the bikes I recommend. It just doesn't happen, okay? And another guy had his bike wheel stolen at work, so it cost him like $400 to replace it. And it's just an entry-level freaking alloy road disc thing. If that was rim brake, you get a Mavic Serum SL, brand new, near new, low miles, for like 50 to $100 USD. You know what I mean? Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, thank you very much. I do not, I can't find those deals. Those deals are there. They get snapped up pretty quick, okay? So you can't just go like, oh, end of the week, I'm going to go look on Facebook Marketplace at all the bargains I missed out on during the week. Right? It's every few hours, man, the deals pop up. Someone's like, get rid of that bike, get rid of those wheels, get rid of that group set. Now, sell it by lunch. $200 SRAM red, sell it by lunch, done. All right? Sell that group set, Gary. Sell that Ultra Gary group set today, says the wife. So they go, okay, $300, take it, DI2, Durace, whatever, done. See you later. All right? The surgeons, barristers, dentists, accountants, they sell this shit so cheap because it's just like, time is money, get it out. They don't want people knocking the door, oh, so what'd you do? They just want it, boom, sold, done, see you later. That's like this bike here, all right? This bike here was so cheap, I'm like, this has to be stolen. And so I did a bit of homework. Oh, actually, this guy's actually an Oroca Green Edge, you know, one of the manager's rider's agents. Okay, let's get this bike, it's a good deal. Snapped it up. Everyone else is going, oh, this bike's too cheap, it must be stolen. And they just flounder around and sing on it. Here I am, like, boom. I put the money in his account before I even saw the bike, because I looked up the Google the name, I was like, oh, this guy here, he's legit. Boom. Everyone else missed out because they're floundering around. And then people, oh, Harley got that Scott Addict team bike. Oh, well, sell it to me. And it's like, dude, she fucking floundered around, man. I'll sell it to you for like $5,000. Just kidding. But anyway, so this is the reality that I'm in. I love cycling, you know, and I love getting people into cycling. And if you walk into the bike shop today, $2,000, what the fuck you get? What the fucking you get? You walk in there with 10,000 USD, what the fuck do you get? You get Tarmac SL7, hopefully the fork recall took care of it. You got to check the cables that don't rub the steerer every few months and cause a catastrophic brake failure or steerer snapping. You scratch the frame, you'd be like, oh my God, the frame cost me 7,000 Aussie dollars. I just got a scratch. Oh my God, I got to take it to the paint shop, $500. It's like, it's a bicycle, man. It's not a fucking car, man. Like, cycling's meant to, for me, simplify your lifestyle. You get into the bike, you go, actually, I don't need my car as much. I want to ride to work, do this, do that, do that. That's what I'm about, man. Simplifying, it lowers your body fat, just simplifying your lifestyle versus raising your blood pressure because your DI2, or not your DI2, your latest SRAM axis shifters just failed again because of the wireless shit's getting fucking up because it's not proven yet. At least with DI2, 11 speed, we know that shit works and it's cheap and pretty easy to get spare parts for it in 2023. 10 speed Durace mechanical, 7800, you can still buy NOS parts for it. NOS meaning new old stock. People are like, I'm worried that rim brakes will be, I'm going to be forced. I've got anxiety, I'm going to be forced into road disc because GCN did a poll and it said 95% of people want road disc. I'm like, oh. You can still get 9-speed Dura-Ace 7700 group set stuff. NOS, new old stock on eBay, all right? It's still out there. That's from like 1996. All right, you can still get brand new Shimano. There's going to be parts for a long, long time. What's hard to get is 10-speed Dura-Ace Di2 7950. That shit's hard to get, and it's often fucked up, and the price is stupid. But otherwise, the mechanical stuff, rim brake, 30, 40, 50 years of stock left. Okay, don't worry. You know, it's just so much of it out there, and in the UK, and Australia, and the US, and Europe. It's just so much. Thailand, man, nice bikes in Thailand's amazing. But anyway, so this is the deal: is GCN conspiring against the noob, or is it like they're making it harder for noobs out there? They hurting cycling? I would say yes, definitely. Not just GCN, all these influencers out there. Not all, sorry. 95% of these influencers out there, just the muzzle on, corporate hands on their fucking puppet strings. Oh, this is what I do. I ride a Willier. I ride this. I ride the new Scott Addict disc brakes because rim brakes. You know, like even someone said the other day, Philippe Gilbert. I'm not know if this is true. Let me know if it isn't, and I'll clarify. But allegedly, Phil Gilbert, the guy who was all about rim brakes when GCN asked him back in 2017, he said that rim brakes were okay, but they had to use their brakes less because they wore the pads out in the stage. These pads, man, this bike since February Still got stock pads on it. February last year. All right, so it's 14 months old. Thousands of kilometers ridden. When's the last time you wore a pair of pads out in a, you know what I mean? Like, well, you riding through mud, maybe. Even then, hard to do that. So it's just, the muzzles out there, the corporate muzzling. These dudes and girls are gaping their cheeks, and the corporates are just like fisting them, putting their hand through their mouth, boom, up the clacker, and we're gonna do a GCN road disc. It's nice and aero. It's got 49 spokes in the front wheel. How does increasing the spoke count on the front wheel make something more fucking aero? It doesn't, all right? When you add more spokes, you don't make it more fucking aero. These bikes aren't more aero. People are like, oh, I'll get these bikes some more aero because the pros are going faster than ever. They got better fucking drug tech than ever before. And this is where I'll lose people. Oh, they're not on drugs, Duranada. We got Lance Armstrong. And when Lance Armstrong was the last person who did drugs, and some guy from Bulgaria, and there was some Moroccans, and the Portuguese maybe. But everyone else is clean. All right, people are juiced to the fucking gills and whatever before, all right? It didn't start with Lance, it didn't stop with Lance, all right? It's pro sport. It's in basketball, swimming, running, okay? The drug tech's better. We understand the pharmacokinetics even better. The training, you got guys like Pog and that, they got a power meter when they were freaking 10 years old. You get a power meter, you get an SRM for your birthday when you're 10. Literally, these guys, and you know, all these dudes out there, Remco, they're using power meters from ages of 10 upwards. All right, so when they got, by the age of 20, they got 10 years of power data and understanding torque, cadence, power, all right? Carbohydrate intake, sufficiency, red blood cells, like, you know what I mean? Like, the level's higher because the training's better, the pharmacokinetic understanding of how the drug compounds work is better, and also social media, people are like, you've got to get out in the break early to get some more coverage there. So the races are harder than ever before. Before, it's like, yeah, we'll wait for the finale, but now it's like, media time, social media, you know? So these guys are just like, don't let the break go away, like Paris-Roubaix, fastest Roubaix ever. Why? Primarily because they race in the fucking gun like a cross-country race. Don't let the break go, chase everything down. Back in the tradition is let the break go, 10 minutes, we're good to go. All right, slower average speed. And this year we had tailwind, race to the gun, okay? Don't let the break go. So you've got all those contexts and things called variables that the average person doesn't understand. Variables. They just think, well, the race was quicker, it must be the bikes. It's not a positive, because they were running 28, 30 mil tyres anyway back in the day with the certain bikes. The Cervelo R3 Mud and the Trek Domane SLR had quite large tyre clearance with direct mount brakes. So disc brakes in the road don't allow bigger tyre clearances for road races, because road races only really got to like a 30 max, okay? Maybe a 32, which that'll fit in some bike frames and forks anyway. So that's the ramble, the rants. What do you get when you walk into a shop today? You do not get a bike that you fall in love with, all right? The days are gone when you walk into the shop, you're like, fucking hell, this is light. I remember a guy, he walked into the shop I was in, I won't mention the names. He walked in, he had a brand called Lightweight, and it had Millensteins and the latest Di2, and it was disc. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's a new disc. And I picked it up, I was like, fucking hell, this is heavy. This is heavy in my $1,000 Gumtree SL4 tarmac, literally. And I said, what's it weighing? He goes, yeah, it's fucking heavy, isn't it? And I said, yeah, it is. And you said it is heavy, you know? And he was disappointed. He thought, oh, this is gonna be light as fuck. And this lightweight thing is no longer lightweight, it's like a medium weight. And so there's no bikes in the bike shops these days that you really fall in love with. Maybe you fall in love with the aesthetics and the marketing shit. Once you ride the bike and the headset's loose again, you're like, the seat post slips, you're like, what the fuck's going on here? How much did I spend on this bike? And your significant other, how much did you spend on that bike? You go back to the shop again to get it fixed, and the mechanics, he's come back again. No one's fucking winning except for corporates up top. The bike industries the bicycle shops are losing because they're losing customers, because people are like, I see it all the time, man. People are buying these new bikes. They're like, Duranada, I think you're a douchebag, but you're fucking right about these road bikes. They fucking suck, the road disc things, the aero things. All the time people say that. Often some people hate me even more because they're like, fuck, he was right again. Fuck that Duranada motherfucker. And it's crazy, man. All right, these bikes ride like shit. All right, and the braking issues, and even with 2 Down Under this year, we had all the interstate people coming in, and the fucking rotors got bent in luggage, and it's just like, it's a fucking shit show, man. A fucking shit show. It's just, and people are getting frustrated, man. And the pressure of the economy and all this lockdown bullshit and all these low-carb diets, people are fatigued more than ever before. This year in South Australia, we've had 49 road fatalities, and we're in like mid-April here. 49 road fatalities. This time last year it was around 21, 25. Almost double the road fatalities. That's insane. Largely due to people just undercarbed on these sugar-phobic things, and they're just like high on stims and just they're bonking behind the wheel, basically, running out of sugar. What is bonking man doing on it? So the average noob out there has no understanding about carbohydrate sufficiency, hydration, specific nutritional parameters like that, hemoglobin, etc. And they're just going with the fucking Instagram, what's got the most likes, going what's most professional looking, and just getting fucking sluckered, man, getting fisted, all right? You're basically like the 18-year-old girl who's hot, going to the club, full virginal naive, and you go, oh, that guy's cute, and it's just a fuckboy. He's just got to run through you, rotate you out, and you're like, man, I don't like men, I'm gonna become an emirata. Men suck. And that's what it's like with road cycling, all right? People get into road cycling, you're like, oh wow, I'm gonna get super fit, I'm gonna get a nice road bike, go to the bike shop, get all fitted up, and they get this fucking piece of shit that costs them so much money, and it doesn't ride as good as the bikes like that. And that's fucking facts, man. Straight fucking facts. And there's idiots out there who'll disagree with me, and they're fucking idiots. And I don't hate them, all right? I might sound angry, but it's just frustrating that these fucking idiots are trying to say I'm wrong and they're right. And this isn't a pissing contest of who's right and wrong. This for me is like a contest of like, how can we get people into cycling and keep them fucking addicted to cycling? I don't just ride a bike just to burn calories and blah, 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 like, I'm not like that guy from Zero Friction Cycling. I mean, Zero Friction Cycling, what a fucking scam name that is. Zero Friction Cycling, all right? There's no such thing as Zero Friction Cycling in the real world. It's like calling yourself Zero Conviction Lawyers. I'm a lawyer, Zero Conviction Lawyers. Oh, wow, you'll get me off. Hey, what? No, this is the name. It's just the name, it's not actually reality. Zero friction. This is the amount of scams that we have in clickbait marketing that we have in cycling today. Total piss take, like Cervelo claiming their P5 disc brake is 17% faster than their rim brake version, according to road.cc. It's just like, what the fuck? These claims, zero friction lubricants, 17% faster bikes. It's absolute bullshit. But you have these people, and they all come from this corporate background. Zero Friction, he's ex-corporate. They're making up bullshit claims. And I said to him, hey, jump on my podcast, let's debate these claims. Blocked. I wouldn't go on Drew Knight's podcast. He's not a person to be around. And I was like, dude, I've got over 400 million views and I want to debate your claims. Stop trying to character assassinate and answer the fucking questions, all right? But these corporate types, anyway, that's just my personal opinion. Not hating, just saying. And I find it frustrating because these people out there, they give this like, if you want to clean your chain, you want to lube your chain now, you got to fucking put it in a micro, or what's it, the washer thing, and you got to, you fucking don't, right? You put me in a bike and that Zero Friction dude, I'm going to smoke his ass up any hill. I have on Strava as proof of that. Right? It's like, just use some squirt lube. Wax your chain if you want. I think chain waxing is great, but having to faff around all this other stuff is unnecessary. And people, in my opinion, hype that shit up. So people are, it's just too hard, I'll just buy your product. All right? Talk all this wanky shit with data that's not even verified. It's not even backed by an engineer or whatever. I'm just a backyard dude, and this is the claim that this chains this lubes this, and this is just how it is on my little jig. I'm not an engineer. No one else has verified this. I'm just putting this data and just buy my shit. We all got to make money, but it's like, people write to me and it's like, what do I do with this chain waxing stuff? I'm just use some fucking squirt lube and chuck on your chain, give it a clean here and there, a rag. Right? Go fucking ride, okay? But it's these industries, these individuals, in my opinion, are trying to make cycling too complicated so they can get the extra cuts, the extra profits. And we all got to make $1. I get it, but when you're charging people hundreds of dollars for a bottle of lube, for me, in my opinion, that just exposes right there what the fuck you're about. Okay, that's just my opinion. When you sell people a piece of bent coat hanger, I call it a chain waxing swisher, and it's like, isn't that a piece of Bunnings coat hanger wire that costs you maybe 50 cents? And how much you selling for? How much you selling for? 20, 30 bucks? What? You know? Like, it's just, I'm just like, fuck, man, cycling is super cheap if you follow my advice. It's super expensive if you follow that corporate advice over there, okay? Again, no hate any individuals. It's just makes me really fucking frustrated. The scams out there, or the bullshit, or, you know, and a lot of it, in my opinion, is scams, man, all right? Like, you can use fucking candle wax for your chain. Cheap as fuck, all right? Works. You're not going to get any, you know, like a noticeable benefit of performance, okay? It's squirt lube. I just say use squirt lube, okay? That's an example. The analogy of using squirt lube, it's like, what's that, 10, 20 bucks a bottle? Or you can do all this fucking fancy wank shit and buy all these devices and cook these things in your office and get all these fumes coming out. Is it safe to cook up PTFE in a rice cooker, slow cooker, and have it in the air and breathing it? I don't know, is that safe? Who's done the data on that? Anyway, that's my little rant. Simplify your shit. Squirt lube, road disc, you know, aero road discs are fucking scam, it's bullshit. Extra maintenance, blah, 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 blah. You don't need carbon rims. If you want carbon rims, get some wind space or some elite drives or whatever. But hey, alloy rims like Fulcrum Racing Zeros, dirt cheap right now, near new, okay? They're out there, the deals are there. Cycling's very cheap. You don't need to spend, if you're spending more than a few grand on a setup, you spend way too much, all right? Way too much. You can get Tour de France level bikes for 500 to 1,000 USD now. Not stolen, near new, okay? If you know what to look for, you know what to look for. And if you want assistance with that, join my coaching group, all right? Join my coaching group, and I guarantee you it's a very affordable fee. It's a one-off fee. It's not monthly recurring or any other bullshit. It's just one-off, and you have access to unlimited database information. You can ask me any questions, and I'll help you find a bike similar to this, okay? Actually, I probably wouldn't recommend such a lightweight bike if you're a noob, because they are very fragile, but something like a Trekker Monda ALR, rim brake, fucking awesome bike, all right? That's the rant, that's the rave. Give the video a like if you appreciate real fucking talk versus this corporate bullshit just designed to scam noobs or take them for a ride, pun intended.